took our phones, our wallets, our IDs, our passports. We were filming 18 to 28 hours a day. The only time we weren't being filmed was when the union crew swapped out because they had met their maximum.
Are you on? Which side are you on?
There's another story about bad working conditions that I think is really interesting. More Perfect Union reported on it last week, and that is that some of the cast of Love is Blind, a reality TV show where for the first, I don't know, week or something, for the first little while, it's a dating show. The contestants date each other, but they can't see each other. Right. So they're behind these, so they can only hear the voice. And so, Love is Blind. So the idea is, if you just get to know somebody, is that gonna, are you gonna be able to love them without looking at them or whatever? I've seen it. It's an interesting show, very cringy as any reality TV show is. But something to consider about this is that, for the contestants, that's labor. They're creating value for the companies that they're making this for.
Right.
And so they have to be compensated for it.
And let's not forget, this is a cheaper alternative that studios go to as opposed to paying for real actors and writers. And that's not to, be dismissive of the folks who do actually work on these reality TV shows. I get it. But, we know that this is part of it. That's part of the business model is this is typically cheaper than, scripted television.
Right. And so, they have to be compensated for their time on the show, and the conditions that they're on the show are their working conditions. And the pay and the conditions were so bad that some of the cast is now suing, and because they're alleging that not only were they just bad, they weren't enjoyable, or they weren't enough, that they were so bad, in fact, that they violated California law and federal law. So let's hear this clip from More Perfect Union.
They are in control of every element of your life. You're put in a hotel room and you don't have a key. You don't have access to water unless you want to drink it out of the faucet or the shower. We're all just sitting there, not being fed on any kind of regular cadence, but definitely being fed a lot of alcohol. My body was just exhausted and dehydrated and hungry.
There's 3 blueberries. Eat them sparingly.
I lost 15 pounds in 3 weeks from the pods in Mexico. And looking at my suit, I had that thing tailored like the week before coming. And
like a perfect fit, right?
Like a perfect fit, yeah.
No, it's like your first suit out of undergrad, right? You just go to Macy's and pick something up off the rack.
On sale.
We didn't have any autonomy at all. Not only did they take our phones, they took our wallets, they took our IDs, they took our passports, all in the same instance, without telling us ahead of time this was going to happen.
And we were filming 18 to 28 hours a day. The only time we weren't being filmed was when the union crews swapped out for a new crew because they had met their maximum for the day.
You never see daylight unless you're allowed to use the bathroom, which is a trailer outside. They keep you in the state where you really have no idea how much time has transpired. It's one of those things where, looking back on it, if someone told me it was a month, I might have believed them.
Wow. That is wild.
I had no idea that it was that bad, and in fact, later in the clip, I would encourage people to go watch that. It's about a 10-minute video on YouTube, More Perfect Union. They also said that if you add up all of the time that they were working, and then you divide their compensation by that, they were only paid $7.14 an hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like Netflix can afford more than that.
Right. And not paid overtime, not paid time and a half.
Right.
So really, really, genuinely terrible conditions. That does not sound enjoyable.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm sure when you sign up to be on a reality TV show, you know you're getting in for certain things, but that seems like really beyond the pale.
Yeah, well, and he talked about how some of this stuff they didn't realize they were getting into, but they had to sign a form at the beginning saying that basically opening themselves up for a lawsuit if they left in the middle of taping, saying that I recognize that if I leave before the contest is over, that I am costing the corporation no less than $50,000.
Wow.
And so if you left, you are for any reason, you're in all likelihood going to be, the Netflix is going to try to take $50,000 from you at least. And so, he's talking about all this stuff that they didn't realize going into it. They didn't realize that they weren't going to be fed.
Yeah.
They weren't
this shouldn't be legal.
Yeah.
It just shouldn't be legal.
That they weren't going to be fed, that they weren't going to have access to their phones, they weren't going to have access to their wallets or their IDs. That's insane.
Yeah.
And so they didn't know all of that going in, but before, and he said that in response to, he said that he gets some people commenting like you said, that oh, you knew what you were getting into, blah, blah, stop being so whiny. And the fact is that they didn't know what they were getting into, but they did know that if they left, it's going to cost them $50,000.
Right.
And I don't know about you, and I don't know about the economic condition of a lot of these contestants, but $50,000 is not something I could just pay at the drop of a hat.
No. I mean, if you were holding $50,000 over my head, I would be your hostage.
Yeah.
Like, there's just no debate about that. So, I would just have to deal with it. Whatever you did to me, that's pretty disturbing.
Yeah.
Very exploiting, just exploiting a weakness, I think, in contracts, and just in protection that these folks don't have. I mean, so... Yeah, I don't know. Unionize the reality TV show contestants, I guess.
He has an organization, UCAN, what was it? Unscripted something actors, I don't know. UCAN, UCAN is the thing, and it's like an advocacy group for reality TV people.
So that seems like a start.
Yeah.
Seems like a start. Yeah, I mean... if folks are making money, if there is a commodity that is being produced and people are making money and there's labor involved, labor needs to be protected and labor needs to be organized. That's my thoughts on it.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.